Welcome back to another episode of the Educating the Reckless podcast with your host, Apollo P. And
No Better Nina.
And today's episode is going to be a first for the books because we actually have our very first guest, our very first official guest.
You
They
didn't
can
tell me
see
that was
it.
the first one, man. Damn.
We have Bilal Dawson with us on our Zoom conversation right now, man. Give it up.
Okay.
Yes, thank you for
I
joining
didn't even know
us.
I was the first one, man. You didn't even tell me this.
Yeah, man. You popped our cherry. No homo.
You popped our
cherry. I like that.
Yeah. We've had this podcast for a little over 2 years, and we never really had a guest. Just because.
It's been 2 years.
You guys ever got a? You guys haven't had a guest for 2 years?
Yeah, ask him why.
I was trying to build it up off the strength of our own. So I was I wanted people just to mess with us for us until we start, bringing on someone else.
So what made you finally decide that now today's the day that you need a guest? And also, why is it me? I don't feel like I'm not special, man. Damn.
All right. So I had traveled around the country and I've grown a little bit. And I came back to Ontario you know what? This podcast is good. We just need to expand it and let other people know that how good it is. And by doing that, we got to bring in other people. And,
of course.
Having that type of Discord. And why we chose you, I feel like because your personality, you make good content. You have a personality, right? You know some humor.
You're not boring. So
okay. Well, I try my best not to be boring, man.
So that's why we got you on, and thank you.
Yes, we appreciate it.
I'm voted, So
All
what
right.
do you guys usually talk on your podcast? What would you say is usually the reoccurring themes that you guys be talking about?
Everything hip hop. So literally, yeah, it's all kind of hip hop based news. And we pretty much just cover what we think there's a conversation around, basically.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, but we like to start the podcast off with a round of what we did during the week, because people like that, but people like to know what we do apparently. So Apollo.
No. Since we got the guest, let him go first.
Okay, you go first, Bilal.
What did you do this past week?
Well, with quarantine, life has been a little different. So I actually been filming a music video as of now. So I've been filming a music video.
Technical difficulties is upon us.
Breaking Bad kind of concept. So we spent 2 days filming that. We got a drone. So I've kind of been tapping into my directing bag a little bit. I filmed a nice educated YouTube video on To Catch a Predator, if you guys remember that show. So yes. I did a whole little 15-minute segment just talking about that. Other than that, man, just been trying to get back into working out. They just reopened Good Life, so I've been trying to tap back into my fitness bag, and I'm kind of just trying to get back to where I was before everything hit with Corona. So it's just difficult, Yeah, it's 1 minute you feel like you're back to normal, and then literally a week later you're right back at the bottom, and you're just kind of fighting yourself constantly,
Yeah, exactly. I actually feel like the second week back at the gym was a lot harder than the first for some reason. I think I might have had adrenaline, oh, I'm so excited to be back. And
exactly,
then the second week I'm fuck, this is hard.
You know what? But it's so funny. It's and you also feel if you miss even if you were to work out for a month and you miss 2 days, you all of a sudden start feeling so shit. And it's I'm trying to if I know I'm going to go to the gym, I want to know that I'm going to go for 5 days straight. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to just be peppering myself throughout the week,
Yeah, I hear you. Also, so you see how we're in stage 3 of everything kind of reopening. So for you personally, what do you feel comfortable, I guess, doing in terms of, you said obviously you go to the gym, getting a haircut. I don't know if you get a pedicure or anything like that. Were you comfortable enough to jump in right away, or was it something you were just let me wait and then?
Damn, I don't know. I feel I hate to say it, but I feel I was ready to go.
I was gonna say, I know you're trying to cover your ass right now.
I really want to cover my ass and say I'm good. I'm a contribution to society, but I genuinely think I definitely was ready to go right away, bro. Yeah, I was kind of stir crazy too, because like I live in a basement apartment, so it's like I have no land. Like
Yeah.
I miss having a backyard. You know what I mean? Like there's no outside time besides me like being outside like in the main streets too. So it's like, yeah, I was ready to go.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think of one thing I was really skeptical to go to the gym, so I waited on that one because I feel like that's where Corona would be strong. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But everything else I was down to do, to be honest. Like,
yeah.
If I get Corona, like, damn, like it just might be in my cards. You know what I mean?
You sound like Apollo.
It might just be meant to be. I think if I get Corona, God, like, he intended this for me.
I mean, I guess that's one way to look at it.
That's how I look at it. Like I've been saying, if I get it, I got it, man.
But you didn't know that you could pass it on. Apollo was ignorant to the fact that he could pass it on to elderly people or children. That was his problem.
But I don't see nobody. Like, I live alone. Like, who am I gonna pass Corona on to?
I mean, you might be walking down the street and accidentally sneeze by an old lady. Then what?
She had a good life. I don't know. It's tough. I had one lady. I was having a really bad day. This is a fucked up story. I was having a really bad day one time.
Yeah.
During my Corona like experience, and I remember I got out of my car and I was walking like back to my apartment, right? And I didn't have a mask on me. And then this old lady looks at me. She goes, "Can you please give me 6 feet?" And I just remember being in such a bad mood. But I couldn't say anything because she low-key like clocked me because I wasn't wearing a mask or anything. So I literally just looked at her angry and I was just like, ugh. Fuck this shit. So yeah, it's a different world. Different world we live in, man.
Oh man. Yeah. So hold on. I know that before when we first got into lockdown around like March, April, and May, stuff like that, people really thought the summer was over because a lot of things were closing down. Like, you know, we lost C&E. We lost Caravana. We lost the Taste of Danforth, all those other festivals. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people were saying summer is dead. So what about yourself? Like, what do you think about coming into the summer? Do you think it was going to be dead like everything else? Or did you discover anything new that you didn't know beforehand while summer came up?
I think, for one, I'm still going through the shit still, you know what I mean? But I feel like I want to start to bring like the positives out on like what like Corona did to us, you know what I'm saying? Besides all the shit. Yeah. But I feel like it really did force you to like have to sit alone with your thoughts and like really think about like, yo, what am I trying to do? What am I trying to accomplish? Like, what's like, I don't know, like you spend your whole life like working and like doing shit that when you actually have to sit down and do nothing, you start to like reanalyze like the shit you were actually doing in the first place, you know? Yeah. So I feel like most of my summer, I was kind of busy thinking about like, yo, what's the route I want to take as far as like creative ventures? Like, do I want to continue on with Instagram? Do I want to continue on with YouTube? Do I want to do music? Do I want to do clothing? Like, it was really tough to kind of go through that shit. And I can honestly sit here and say that like, yo, I'm still fucking low key going through it. I would love to sit here and be like, yeah, no, like everything's figured out, you know? Yeah. But I kind of take it as a blessing because like no matter what, you're going to be going through this stage anyway. You know what I mean? So is the summer over? I don't like it. Just, I think like you just kind of become stronger for it. Like,
oh, technical difficulties are upon us again.
It was over, but if you're able to like make the most of it, if you're able to like you can create fun without going out to fucking Caravana. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So
yeah.
So
No, go.
Okay, I was gonna say overall. So then, would you say like quarantine like had a positive effect on you, or would you say it was more of like something you really just couldn't wait to get out of?
I think quarantine's a positive thing in the long run.
Okay.
At first, I can honestly, it was like a dip. Like when quarantine first started, I was like, bet I don't have to work. I get free government money. And like for the first 2 months, I was like so happy. Yeah. And then 2 months later, I was sitting there going like, oh my God, dog. I was like, shit, I can't do this shit anymore. And now I finally feel like I'm like, it kind of was like cyclical. You know what I'm saying? Now I finally feel like I'm going back on like the the incline to positivity, you know,
Okay.
and law of affirmation, you know?
Yeah, that's good. So at least it's heading there. It's not like you were stuck in one spot.
I just wanted to point out that I know that during the quarantine, I saw that you were promoting music. You had put out a tape centered around coronavirus and stuff like that.
Quarantunes, dog.
Quarantunes. And so, like, I see, like you had mentioned that you're talking about directing, YouTube, music. I mean, how did you feel more so about putting out your project and seeing how it reacted with people?
You know what? Like, cause like I do skits and shit. Like I've done music before, but like more so on like a funny, like, it's weird because like music's a very like it's a very vulnerable thing to do. Like if you're a shit singer, if you're a shit rapper, like it's hard to put yourself out there. So I feel like most of the time I was doing funny songs and it was okay if it was shit. Because if it was shit, I could look at people and be like, dude, it's just a joke, bro. Like who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to have that transition because I've been wanting to do music for a bit, you know? Like I actually like built a fucking studio.
Oh, that's dope.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I built a studio in my place, but like I kind of wanted to have a good transition so that like I could make comedy songs but still make it like a proper production and a proper thing so that if I was to transition to like more serious shit, it wouldn't be out of the blue, you know what I mean? And it kind of gets my comedy audience to translate more into my music, you know? So I feel like there's a lot of the lyrics are funny, but I feel like it's still on its own, like good songs. Like I can genuinely sit here with confidence and say like I committed a month to 7 tracks, and I can honestly say that like those 7 tracks are like proper. They're good.
Yeah.
For someone who's never done music professionally, you know what I mean?
Saying we might have you on Vibe soon. Interesting.
Technical difficulties upon us.
What you said?
I said saying we might have you on Vibe soon. Interesting.
Man, you get that zaddy freestyle.
Here for it.
Yeah. Oh, so I just wanted to further just hop on what you just said about transitioning your comedic audience into your music. I know I had spoken to Fat Boy SSC a few years ago, and he was doing the same thing. Like his music was always his passion. Even with Bunk or John Gabbana, music it was all his initial passion, but it was just hard to get people to listen to the music. So they went on to do like comedic skits on Instagram to build the following. But I always ask, are the people who are here for the funny, are they here for the music? And they always said like it's kind of really hard to reel those guys in because that's not what they found me off of. Like, do you still have that same fear in terms of like people actually accepting your music when you want to take it like a more serious vibe?
I think if I was of the same level of Fat Boy or Bunk, I think then like that would be a true question. But for someone like me, like not saying that I don't have a large following, I just feel like I'm still not at that level where I'm pigeonholed into one thing, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I also feel like in my past, while like Instagram shit was going, I still was showing that I was doing serious acting. I showed that I did other things. And I feel like my audience kind of grew to know that that's the type of person I was. So if I was to do music, people wouldn't be surprised because they already knew I was doing fucking clothing and fucking bare other shit. Whereas other people kind of only stuck to one realm and only one thing. So am I afraid of it? It's like, I don't know, man. Like if the music's good, it's good, you know? Like I've listened to Fat Boy SSC. I've listened to John too. And it's like some of the songs are actually decent and some of the songs are actually good. And I feel like regardless of if they're comedic or not, like it can work. And like in today's day and age, you can't become successful in music just by making good music anymore. It's a business now. So it's like if you want to be popping in music, you got to also know the marketing strategies and the things to do to make people get at it. You know what I'm saying? Like there's a reason why Lil Yachty has a TikTok account and why fucking Roddy Ricch's song only became popular because of TikTok. Obviously that's not the sole reason, but it had a lot to do with TikTok. You know what I'm saying? So it would be ignorant for me to just leave that side of me behind because it benefits for me as well, you know?
Exactly. All right, man. I appreciate all of that. We still got more, but we gotta share what we done this week, man.
Mm-hmm.
Man, we got into your bag kind of heavy, you know. Start getting deep. All right, Nino, what did you do this past week, man?
I didn't really do anything, but I did have a crazy week on Instagram. I don't know why everybody just hated me this week. Yeah. So somebody came out of left field and attacked me on one of my posts for reppin'. So Bilal, I do interviews at Vibe for upcoming Canadian artists. And so it was a picture of me and an Asian rapper from Calgary who had come out. This had happened like months ago. And this person came on the post like just kind of crazy, like out of left field. Why are you on Vibe? You shouldn't be on anything urban because you're not Black. And like, you don't know, like you're like racist and your people are racist and like all this stuff. And I was like, wow, I don't know you. Like, this is
was this one person?
Yeah, one person, one guy. And then he started coming at the Asian rapper in my picture as well. And the reason I responded in the first place is because he's coming for the Asian rapper. His name's Lyric. He's coming for Lyric and me. And I'm like, I'm not going to let you diss him like that. He's actually a cool guy. Like, forget me. But then, yeah, so I respond whatever, and I just give him a humble response, you know, the typical whatever you're supposed to say when you're in these kind of industries without getting crazy. And then he comes back, he starts going again. So I told him, because then at that point he starts making accusations about my family and like how I was raised and stuff. And I'm like, buddy, you don't know me. Like, it's one thing to make an assumption off of stuff you do know, but you literally have no idea who I am. So whatever, I wished him well. Fast forward like maybe 8 hours later, don't I see an apology in my DMs? So sorry, I was really wrong for that, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, are you dumb? Like, obviously I didn't respond. And after he sends me a message, he goes back on the post and starts going after Lyric again for no reason. Lyric already stopped responding. So that was like...
Did this person have like any pictures or like anything that...
So he's like a washed up rapper from Toronto, probably like in his 30s.
Okay.
Like, I'd love to see him in real life, like, and has the same energy. But so my theory is he's just mad that I didn't interview him. Then that all happens. Since my boyfriend's birthday, I got like a message on his birthday when I posted the story with him, from someone like saying like, oh, I used to hook up with your boyfriend, and you're ugly. And I was like, cool. I know exactly who you are. Like, you're his psycho ex. So we get this DM from one account. Then I noticed last week, this other account is continuously watching my stories. I click that account. That account follows all of his friends and like the most random groups of people. So it was well calculated. I asked him, I'm like, who the fuck is this? He's like, I bet you that's her. Then I blocked that account because I'm like, whatever, I don't want her stalking my shit. So I blocked both of those fake accounts. As soon as I block it, she outs herself on one of the fake accounts and posts a picture of herself. I'm like, this bitch got me fucked up. I had to block 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 accounts. Like, how much time do you have on your hands that you're stalking me on 6 accounts? Like,
trust me, I know a lot about psycho exes. Like, I
was gonna ask you too. Like, has anything like that ever happened? Because this was like, I'm sitting there like, girl, it's been over 3 years that he broke up with you. Like, you need to get over it. Like,
no, I've heard. I've gotten the whole. I got stories, but like I've got the whole thing of like, it's just crazy. Like, I feel like it's a good thing though. Don't you want like to know that your significant other has that impact on someone?
Yeah. That's what I thought too. Technical difficulties.
Because wouldn't it be sort of a diss if like the ex was like, I really don't fuck with this person?
Yeah,
It kind of says something about your person, you know?
Yeah, exactly. Wait, so what's your story? Like, what happened to you? Like, if you could pick one of them, because you said you have multiple.
No, because it's the same thing. It's like talking about the fake accounts, like multiple fake accounts, like talking about going on my videos now, talking about talking shit on my shit. Fucking getting Twitter accounts, getting YouTube accounts, but anything you can think of, this man has done it. Okay, I am telling you, this man's out with vengeance, bro.
I feel like it's even worse if it's like a guy who's doing it to another guy. Like, this is a guy who's attacking you.
Not mostly me, it's mostly her, but it trickles down. You know, like I get the I get the nice the residue. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, Bilal, let me ask you a question. Are you in a relationship currently right now? Because I see one girl on your gram, and I'm like, oh, is this like a internet thing, or is it like?
All I'm gonna say is I don't usually post girls on my gram like that. So if people want to do digging, they do digging, they figure it out. You know what I mean? I try not to like. It's not hard. Like if people would ask me a direct question, I'd be like, yeah, like right now I'm in a relationship, but at the same time, like I don't like talking about my family on the internet. I don't like talking about my relationships on the internet, and I don't like talking about like my past shit. People are too like the same way how she's talking about this random guy getting at her. Like I don't want to give people nothing. I'm just, you know why I'm here. I'm not fucking. I don't want to deal with that shit, bro. Like,
exactly. Like this is people coming at us with nothing. So imagine if we gave them something.
And I think what it is too is when it comes to family and like girlfriends and shit like that, like that's your weakness. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the shit I don't want you to talk about. So you're just not. I'm just laying that on the table. I'm not talking about that shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know?
I hear you on that.
Yeah.
All right. So, but Nina had. Oh, you still got something else?
No, that was my week, and I know she's probably listening to this. So hey.
Yeah. I know that Nina mentioned that she was getting hate. Like, do you get hate a lot? I mean, I'm pretty sure, but I don't know.
Yeah, that's why when I was asking her, I was like, if it's just one person, like that's like inevitable. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you it's nothing, man. Like, if you got one person, that's like, it just means you're doing good for yourself. Do you know what I mean? Like, you're getting to a point where you get randoms checking out your shit. So take that kind of as a positive.
Yeah.
However, I feel like for the shit I do, I should get more hate, and I honestly think that I do pretty good for myself, to be honest. Like most
technical difficulties here.
And be like, I'm surprised I don't get more, to be honest.
You know, if you see Bilal, hate harder then.
So if you guys are watching my shit, make sure you drop that hate comment.
See it.
Yeah. Do you find if you respond, they hit you back like, yo, bro, I love your stuff? You ever get that?
All the time. I've had people talk shit to me, and because I don't genuinely give a shit, to be honest. Like, I feel like there's not a lot of shit people could say to me to like really fuck with me. So I'll like respond back with like some cheeky shit. And mostly all the time they'll be like, damn dog, I didn't think you were gonna read this, but I love the content. And I'm like, dude, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up.
Yo, they did ask do that shit. They did ask do that shit.
So think to yourself, like, when was the last time, be honest, when was the last time you've ever disliked a video on YouTube?
Yeah, I don't think I ever. By accident,
exactly.
Probably.
You gotta be a certain type of person to dislike a video. Like, I think like the whole love and hate is the same shit. You gotta be really obsessed with a person to want to dislike a video. I've never fucking disliked a video, dog. I just don't take it in.
Yeah, just don't bother and just move on.
So for a man to like comment on your shit, like, trust me, it's take it as a compliment, you know?
Yeah. But yeah, that was my crazy Instagram week. Apollo, what did you do this week? You went to the beach?
I went to the beach. Did I do anything before that?
Apollo always forgets what he does, so I have to remind him.
Yeah, I'm living fast. So beforehand, like I had told you, I was a part of this guy's vision to put together a BT Tiny Desk S type of content and show.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I'm the host of that. I'm the face. He wants me to be the face. So we did recording for that. Thank you. We did recording for that on Wednesday, and that's when I was there. I got to see 3 performers go up. I did my hosting. I did my takes on like the drops and the intros to the whole thing. And after that, we went to Warehouse, and we were at Warehouse from like 7 all the way till 2 a.m. And let me tell you, you stay at Warehouse long enough, you see a lot of interesting stuff, man.
Were you at the one on Yonge Street?
I was one on Queen Street.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think I've ever been to the Yonge Street one.
I don't know why I was there that long. I was like, I had nothing to do the next day, and I was just here chilling with the guys.
You don't even drink, so you just...
I don't even drink. So I was just there parlaying, talking to the girls that they had brought to the table. Yeah. And I was just seeing what was going on around me.
Did you find the one?
I didn't find no one. Also, Bilal, she's trying to get me hooked up with someone, and I'm on.
Hey,
I'm
man,
not. Yeah?
You just say the word. I can vouch for you. I know you're a good guy.
we have credible references now.
Yeah, I'm on what you call I'm not on demon time, but I'm on like memeing time, like me time, like
yeah.
Yeah, you know, I might keep a chick in the side for conversation, but I'm not too invested in you know the giving of myself to one other, you know, if that makes sense.
You know, it's definitely a compromise, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Sure.
And then over the weekend I went to Grand Bend Beach. I was fun. I went jet skiing and went parasailing. You ever been jet skiing, Bilal? You look like the type of man that went jet skiing.
You know what's crazy? I have been jet skiing.
I know what it looks like.
It's fun as fuck. It's fun as fuck, dog. You know, one thing that I have done is parasailing. Have you ever done that before?
Yeah, I did that. I did that both in the same day.
Dog, that shit's probably like scariest shit I've ever done, man.
Really?
Yeah, I don't like heights. I don't like heights like that. Yeah.
I love heights, so I would do that.
I don't like being not in control, if that makes sense. Because like they just put you up in the air, and then like you come down when they want you to come down, and I don't like that. At least with a jet ski, like I can choose when like it stops.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't like I don't like that shit.
Hey man, I enjoyed my time at Grand Bend Beach. If you ever get the opportunity to go to Grand Bend, I think it's like my friend said, this is like the closest experience to doing like a Caribbean what's that thing called? Cruise? No, excursion. There we go. Like a Caribbean excursion, like on the water at Grand Bend, because it just seems so tropical.
Did you rent a boat?
Nah, I didn't rent a boat. I didn't. No.
You just call Grand Bend tropical?
Yeah, I call it tropical. Tropical-esque. If you go there, it feels like the Caribbean.
Where we
the water's clear, so
they
say the same shit.
Yeah. It's like
it didn't look, from what I saw, it didn't look all that tropical. I'm gonna just say that.
Hey man, it felt tropical, man. Just because you don't have like, what's that thing called, palm trees or anything over there, it felt like it deserved culture.
No, actually, there is a beach to the west there's only one beach in Canada that has palm trees to the west. I can't remember what it's called, but there is one. I'm gonna find it out and I'll tell you guys. But if you guys are listening to this, it was Apollo's birthday. Well, it's Apollo's birthday on Tuesday, which was yesterday. So I wish him happy birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Happy early birthday.
Thank you.
Damn. So what are you gonna do for your quarantine birthday?
To be honest, I went to Grand Bend. That was it. That was my thing.
Okay.
I felt my birthday lands on a Tuesday, and I was like, I can't really do anything. So let me just go on the weekend and try to enjoy.
That's good. Are you just gonna chill out then for your like actual day?
Yeah, some girl made me some cinnamon rolls, so I'm gonna get some of those cinnamon rolls and then go up with my mom after.
Aww.
What?
what a random ass fucking story. Like, this girl made you cinnamon rolls.
Yeah.
Okay.
She said, "Oh, what's it?" I told her I have a sweet tooth for cinnamon rolls, and she was like, "Oh, okay, let me make you some." And then
you get the cinnamon rolls first, and then the frosting later.
Look at this guy. All right, so I think we've done a lot. We've done a lot we've done a lot, right? And this whole time we have not prefaced what Bilal does. He's a content creator. For those who just going like, I like this guy's attitude, personality, but you don't know what he's doing. He's a content creator. Would that encompass everything you do, or is it, you want me to ask some more?
Nah, it's fine. You got it.
I wanted to gas you up a little bit, you know?
Oh shit, yeah, then yeah, no.
All right, yeah.
It's good.
He's a content creator, man, YouTuber, you feel me? Director, artist.
Artist. I was gonna say musician.
Artist,
clothing designer.
Yeah, Zaddy.
Coining termer.
Yeah. That's him, Bilal. He's a man of many things.
Yes, sir.
A great mind and a great personality right there.
And that's why we want him to talk about everything we're going to talk about today. So, the first thing on the list. It was Kobe's birthday on Sunday. He died in January. Vanessa, his wife, made a really heartbreaking post on Instagram about how she wished it was her who went first. Obviously, really sad stuff. They just announced as well that they're naming a street near the Staples Center after Kobe, which is pretty cool. Bilal, did Kobe's death like impact you? Do you watch sports? Did it like greatly impact you? Like, what was it like for you at that time?
Yeah, like I feel like when Kobe died, like not even on a sports level, okay? Like more so on like on an existential level. Like I feel like when Kobe died, like you kind of came to reality, like for one, what a shitty way to start 2020, right?
Yep.
But as soon as that happened, I feel like you kind of came to the realization that like it doesn't matter like how much money you make, it doesn't matter about what you've done in your past, like at any moment life can be taken from you. And so when that happened, it kind of just gave you like that little reminder that like, you know, life, the simple shit that you worry about so much in life is not that serious, you know?
Yeah, for sure.
Because like someone like Kobe, who like I look up to as like dead ass, like he's like a fucking god. Like you would think that this guy of all people who's so in shape and so healthy will live to like fucking 90 at least, you know?
Yeah.
To have him die in that manner is like, yeah, it definitely made you kind of like come to terms with your own mortality, you know?
And I think even with his excuse me, even with his wife, like a lot of people would look at her as having like the picture perfect family, like being married to the kids, and like she lost it all in an instant, you know, like not just Kobe but her kid as well, which I think is like even harder than losing a spouse. Like you literally lost one of you. Like it's insane, and it sucks. But
yeah, I could never even imagine what that pain would be like, you know what I mean? Like I've lost grandmothers, but to like imagine losing like your daughter, like yeah,
at such a young age. Yeah,
you can't even compare it to nothing. Like it's just life being shit basically.
The same way how Bilal looked at Kobe is the same way how I looked at Nipsey Hussle when I first heard that he was got shot, and they said one person had died and one person in serious injury. And when I heard that report, I'm thinking looking at Nipsey as a super gangster, like he's untouched, his body is different, like he's not gonna you know succumb to some bullets, like. And then you know as time started to go on, they say like Nipsey's the one that actually passed, and I'm like, nah, this doesn't make any sense. Like I look at I guess as a celebrity and everyone in like the limelight and stuff like that, you just look at them a lot bigger than what they are. They like you know, especially as men, right? Some guys just you know are like masculine personified to where like the Superman. And I looked at Nipsey the same way how he said he looked at Kobe. And the day that I found out that Kobe was passed away, I was in Whistler and I had just finished snowmobiling, and I came back to the slopes and I just saw everyone was just, you know, doing what they were doing regularly, having fun on the slopes, skiing, snowboarding. It was Aussie there as well. So even like the Australians there that were immigrants on a work visa, they were partying at this one little restaurant type of thing. And everyone's just taking the time of their lives. And I'm over here just looking at my phone going crazy with tweets and Instagram posts of people just mourning the death of Kobe. And I'm just seeing like the straight disconnect in terms of like, all right, the people I know, we are taken back by this. But like a lot of people who may not even know, their life is still going on as regular. Yeah. And that brought perspective to my life. Is like, no matter how big you think you are or how big you think someone else is, there's a lot of people who still don't even know who they are.
Yeah, exactly.
And it kind of just makes you wonder, like, what's this shit all about? You know what I mean? Like, what are we chasing? Because it's like, you have people who are super rich, super famous, super successful, and some of those people are some of the most depressed people in the world. Like,
technical difficulties.
Different, but when you talk to them, like it's low key, like
super technical.
In a certain sense, you know, and not get too. Did you hear any of that, or did I keep cutting off?
You kept on cutting off.
I spoke facts.
Yeah, I was feeling
facts. Dog.
I was like, oh, he's getting in his bag, but like I'm like, damn, the internet's stopping him from doing that.
They don't want me to fucking hit you guys with the real talk, man.
Yeah, man. So I guess in short, it's like You frozen again? He's frozen again. You froze again. I guess in short, right? It's a lot of people say they do this for the people, and at the same time, it's like, which people are you really doing it for? Just for when your life gets taken away, or when you have like untimely demise, or you meet your untimely demise. It's kind of like I thought I would, my death would mean something to more people,
mm-hmm.
you know.
Yeah. Should we move on to the next topic since he's frozen?
Yeah, I mean.
Okay.
I just can't. You guys just keep freezing on video.
Oh,
yeah.
okay. I can. Oh, okay. Now you're.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is what everyone is talking about and has been talking about. Obviously, I think you know what I'm talking about. So Megan started off a whirlwind of more speculation and everything that's happened with Tory. She started out by posting a picture of her bullet wounds to Instagram to shut everyone up who said she was lying. She posted this picture and basically was like, it's fucked up that everyone thinks I'm a liar for this. Obviously, I'm not lying. And showed her bullet wounds on Instagram. I don't know if you guys saw that. And then shortly after she posted that, news broke from the LA County that the district attorney is looking to charge Tory with felony assault. Then it really all began. Megan subtweets Tory for lying and took to Instagram Live to officially name him as her shooter, said she never hit him and it had nothing to do with Kylie. And then she spoke on how she lied in the initial police report because she feared for Tory's life as the officers were aggressive, and says that his team has been covering up and lying for him. I want to know if you guys, obviously you guys saw these clips, Bilal, I'm sure you've seen them.
Yeah.
Do you guys think Tory's career is done? Do you think he's done for? Bilal, you go first.
You know what's fucked up to say is, like, in a weird way, I feel like this actually benefits both Meg and Tory.
Why do you say that?
Because I just feel like, I don't think it was staged at all, but I feel like the fact that, like, we're sitting here talking about it on a podcast, it's gaining their, you know how they say, like, oh, like, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Like, no matter what you do, like, it benefits you as long as people are talking about you. Mm-hmm. That's how I feel right now with the Tory and Meg stuff. Like, I hate to bring it up, but, like, was Chris Brown's career over?
First of all, Chris Brown posted today and he said, "Stop bringing me up and shit that
I." Yo, it's been like. Oh.
I hear you on that.
Like, I don't know. I don't think his career is over. It's more so of a thing like, will he go to jail? Like, I don't think his career is over. I feel like you got Tekashi 6ix9ine running the streets of New York right now. We're good.
The king.
He's going to be fine.
The king of NYC. Just put some respect on his name.
Apollo really rides.
He's going to be fine.
But so, okay, let me ask you this then. Because a lot of people are either people weren't believing that he did it, which it's obvious he did do it. But in the sense of him doing it, like, what do you think? Like, do you think this was done on like he purposely aimed at her? You think it was an accident? You think it is what it is? Like,
I think cocaine is a hell of a drug. Oh, I think like, sometimes you just get caught up, and like,
facts.
If people are actually thinking that they actually were entwined in a relationship of some sort intimately, then I also think intimacy is a hell of a drug and will make you do some crazy shit.
Yeah.
I'm not sitting here saying what Tory did was good. I'm just saying, like, damn, like, at the end of the day, if Meg wants to press charges, that's on her. If she doesn't, that's also on her. It's like, I don't know. I don't think Tory went out of his way to, like, intentionally shoot her.
Yeah.
I just think that the niggas fucked up, to be honest. Yeah. Like,
I got
tweaking.
I got heat on Twitter. I wasn't saying nothing too crazy. I wasn't trying to say nothing too crazy. I am skeptical of a lot of things, right?
I think I know what tweet you're talking about already.
Yeah, and so I forget what I said exactly, but I was just skeptical of the story.
I know what it was.
Yeah.
You said that her bullet wounds didn't look like bullet wounds. Was it that one?
I think I said that before. I think that I was like 2:00 in the morning. I woke up in the middle of the night. And
by the way, those are bullet wounds.
Those are bullet wounds? They look like, all right. Sorry, whatever. It look resembled what like a cut looks like. But when I saw the live and everything, I'm like,
yeah, but technically.
Huh?
Sorry, you cut out. Say
it. No, I was gonna say, but technically, even if it ricochets and hits her in the foot, it's still a shot. No.
Yeah. So it. Even I said in that tweet, I was like, it doesn't look like she got shot. I said at the very least, a graze.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I'm not taking away the fact that she was injured.
But does that make it any different though?
Yeah, I would say.
Why? If he was still aiming at her.
I would say. So if it ricocheted or grazed, my only thing was to say that. The only thing I was trying to say is, out of all the arguments Tory Lanez has been into, you're telling me this is the one that he wanted to pull out the equalizer and get busy?
Well,
but hold on. Now it sounds like I'm kind of sounding crazy, but what I was really trying to get at is the story in itself. I'm not saying she wasn't injured or wasn't shot. I'm just saying the story in itself. To me, I'm skeptical. She was injured. I'm not taking that away from her. The story and how she got injured is just very skeptical to me. Maybe it was a heated argument and the gun went off by accident. Maybe, but she was still hit. She was injured at that night. She was limping. You have proof.
I kind of agree with you on that one.
Yeah. Well, I think we're all in the same boat with that because my thing, she said his security was there. She said it was a big fight and his, like in the car and her security was there. But in the footage I seen from the arrest, his security wasn't in the car. And when her friend got out, she said there was nobody else. So that part confused me. But I have a really hard time believing that Tory deliberately took the gun to hurt her and like aim at her. I feel like I want to say it was an accident, but at the same time, like I wasn't there. You know what I mean? And at the same time, he hasn't said anything to come out and say it was an accident. And then I also started thinking if it was an accident, he should have come out and said something by now to say that it was literally an accident. Like, obviously he was aiming at the floor, the fact that he hit the back of her feet. But yes, I agree. Like her wounds are wounds. It's fucked up that it happened and it does suck. But again, there's a missing part to the story that we're all kind of just waiting on. And like I seen online, a lot of people are like a lot of Americans specifically are like, I don't understand. This guy says he's from the fucking streets. Like he doesn't know anything about street life. And I'm like, yeah, it's no secret to anyone in Canada and the GTA that Tory never really lived a real street life. All he did was credit card fraud. That's it. So it's no secret to anybody about that. So I don't know, these Americans are like freaking out over it. And I'm like, yeah, we already knew that. Cause they're like, he doesn't live what he raps about. And we're like, yeah, we know. So
yeah, but how many rappers do live what they rap about?
Exactly.
You know? Like, come on.
So people were like flipping about that.
You're supposed to, as an artist, you embellish. Yeah. No, that's facts.
I think, you know what? I do have to hear that because like he didn't like he got pretty far and he got pretty popular and he has that notoriety, but he still did not get to where I think he deserved to get to talent-wise. And because of that reason, I think there is a possibility that his career could be done on the American side at least. Like we might listen to him because we really know he has that talent and he deserves to be at a level close enough to
I feel like more Americans were questioning Meg than Tory though.
Really? I
do, yeah. From what I'm seeing on Twitter, I feel like most of them are like thinking Meg's not giving the full story. I don't think it has anything to do with Canadians. I feel like Americans are still riding with Tory too.
That's interesting. Everything I seen in the one comment that stuck out to me, somebody said, send this elf back to Canada. And I was like, what the fuck? He ruined not only Brampton, all of Canada. Like, he fucking, him and Tristan Thompson both destroyed the whole fucking country. Mm-hmm. Like, you know, so.
It is a tough one.
Yeah, like, it's already been fuck Brampton from time, but like, this just kind of went crazy. But, I don't know if you guys saw afterwards, WAC 100. So a lot of people are talking about whether or not Megan would be considered a snitch. Whack 100 came out and said Megan is not considered a snitch because she's a civilian and not from the streets. Agree? Disagree?
I mean, I'm not from the streets either, but you know, the only thing I can say is that she may not be from the streets, but a lot of people like to coin that she stays around street people. So she probably adopted some of the mentality to where at first she did not want to speak because of the adopted mentality from the people she has around her. And then what had probably happened, her conscience started to creep in. She started to deal with it, and it's like, I feel like, why am I holding it in? I'm a victim. I want to let the people know I want justice.
But what was she supposed to do? She got shot in the foot. Is she supposed to just like not call somebody?
No, I see the thing is, I'm not saying it. She is. I'm not saying she was. I was saying the first time you do it, like, fuck this, bam.
Well, she didn't do that because like the police were aggressive, right? She didn't want them to like shoot him or her or any of them.
Yeah. What hold on. What did I say that's wrong? What?
No, you said how come she didn't go like bam, that's him.
No, I didn't say that. I said what I said.
Did he say that or did he not
No, I said that after Bilal has said what's she supposed to do? I was like, bam. But I said, you know, when you're around people, you adopt some of the mentality.
Yeah.
Right? If I'm around some she might have some street people around her, so she might adopt some of the mentality in terms of, and also the music industry is full of gangsters, but you might adopt some of the mentality to where it's like, oh, these are my people, and I want to, you know, fit in. Not to say fit in, but like these are some of the things that were supposed to happen. So maybe it just took her a long time to get to the point where she got to right now. She might have been battling her own like values and morals based on the friends and the people that she surrounds herself with, to where we got to live and she wanted to admit everything, you know.
Bilal.
Does that make sense? Does that make sense to you?
She didn't admit stuff till like later on though. You know what I mean? Like I feel like the only reason why she spoke out about it is because people were pressing her on Twitter.
That's what I was.
You know what I'm saying? Like she originally wasn't trying to talk shit in general. She wasn't even trying to say Tory shot her. She only said it because everyone kept fucking saying that she was making up the story and shit, you know?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Tory has been the whole time, so that's saying something too.
Yeah.
I just want to know what the fuck really happened. Like, it's been like a month, no, since it went down.
Yeah, I feel like we're never. I feel like the three things that in the hip hop industry that we will never know what's going to happen is what really happened in the elevator with J B and her sister. What really went down with Megan and Tory, and what really went down with Terrence J and that girl inside the Lamborghini.
By the way, they're not dating anymore. She has a new boyfriend.
Yeah, see, we will never know. Those are the three things we'll never know. We'll never know the true story. And I'm okay with that at this point.
I don't think she would be considered a snitch, to be honest with you, because she didn't necessarily rap or proclaim to live a life that similar to what Tekashi did. That's why people were so about Tekashi, because he really went out there and was faking shit, like from the whole thing about being Chief Keef's hood at 3 a.m. and all that stuff, right? So I don't think she could be considered a snitch at this point.
I don't think so.
Yeah, that's just my opinion on it. But Jojo followed suit with Kalani and decided to take Tory off of her deluxe album. So Kalani took him off, said she would take him off the regular if she could. Yeah. Jojo just said the same thing. She took him off the deluxe. Do you guys think they're blackballing him too soon? Should they be waiting for him to talk?
Jojo, the girl that said right now.
No, it's
calm down.
Right.
Oh, okay. Yeah. She's probably getting back her career, man. Shout out to her.
She's but I don't know. Do you think they're blackballing him too soon?
I think if they take him off the album just like that, like, you know what I mean, without hearing both sides of the story, it kind of speaks to their character as well. You know what I mean? Like, they're so quick just to switch up like that, you know? Like, I don't know. You form your own opinion about somebody, and then you just act based on that opinion, not based on what you think other people are going to think about it. Like, take, for example, like, everyone's trying to cancel Ellen right now. You know what I mean? So it's like, obviously a celebrity is going to say, don't cancel Ellen because Ellen's probably nice to those fucking celebrities.
Yeah.
But like, as like a worker who worked for Ellen is going to get a different side of the story. You know what I mean? So I feel like you need to hear both sides before making a decision. It kind of just tells me Kalani and Jojo are like flimsy. You know what I mean?
Hey man, I like the way Bilal thinks because I'm just like that. I am just like that.
You guys disagreed on like 2 things, so don't say.
What are you talking about? What? Hold on. Are we not allowed to disagree? Are we not allowed to disagree?
Yeah, but you're like, I like the way he thinks. I am just like that. Oh.
Listen, guys are simple. Right? Yeah. We're simple creatures.
Yeah. Facts.
We're not all that complicated either.
Facts. But the thing, so I'm going to bounce off. I'm piggybacking off what he said, right? The fact that these guys took him off their deluxe albums it says more, like he was saying, it says more about them rather than what it says about the situation. Mm-hmm. But also, it shows that they want to pander to their fan base, right? Think about it. Right now, we used to call, well, maybe 2 years ago it was POC, but now it's more so woman-centric society to where you gotta pander to the female audience. You gotta pander to that female base, the progressive base, to a point to where whoa, this guy is not messing with black women or quote unquote black women or not women at all. Hey man, I'm a woman. I'm trying to get that base to come to me. We're gonna shit on the guys who are coming at women sideways regardless. So this is what they're doing. And sadly, this is how they get money, man. So
it's so funny too, because it's so controversial. It's so controversial too, because like the moment you have an opposing view, even me saying this is controversial. Me having an opposing view to someone who's a woman or someone who's LGBT, like, yo, as soon as that shit, like, you've kind of, it sucks to say, but like, you kind of have to hold your tongue on certain things because you don't want to risk your career by saying things that are questioned. Because for all I know, if I'm wrong, just call me out. Just say that I'm ignorant. You know what I mean? If I said some shit about women or LGBT, and you're like, oh, well, actually, this fact, educate. Then I could sit there and be like, oh, okay, I was ignorant to it, you know? Yeah. But people don't even give you the chance to be ignorant. They're like, yo, you're done without even having that opportunity.
Yeah.
They blindly ride. Blindly ride. And that's the sad part, because I was even, or before, I'll just make this short. I was talking to someone, and it was whole about the situation. I asked them, I questioned the story, and I was like, if I'm the only one that question, if you don't question it, and if I'm the only one that's questioning it, that makes me an outlier, right? Yeah. And he responded by saying, yes, I question him too. I question the story too, but ... I believe all black women. So it kind of like, no, you don't. So where do you stand with me? Like, where does this conversation stand? It's like, if you question, well, you automatically believe. That means you never really question to believe it.
But fuck that shit. Fuck the trust black women, trust black men. Like, I just don't trust people. It has nothing to do. I don't give a fuck if you're black, white, Mexican. I don't give a fuck. I don't trust anybody. Like, let me get both sides of anything before coming to a conclusion about some shit.
I think, what's it called? Kalani was saying, because she spoke out on this, because everyone was like, why did you take him off? And she was like, oh, Megan is like actually my friend. So like, I have to support her regardless, which is fine. Jojo, on the other hand, I don't think she has a relationship with Megan. So I think they're blackballing him way too soon, and they need to hear both sides of the story. I mean, everybody was just loving his Chicks tape not too long ago. So like, let's not forget that.
But I do think the fact that Tory's not saying anything kind of says anything.
I know, but it
in the same breath, I do feel like, I don't know. You would think if you're innocent, you would say some shit, right?
I mean, that's what I was thinking with the whole accident thing, but
he's facing real charges, so think about it like that.
You might not be able to talk about it as well. Yeah,
that's true. But yeah, I just kind of wanted to end it off with saying that this is how, 1, Brampton man, 2, if we count Tristan Thompson, ruined it for all of Canada. And Drake, we need you to fix this. Thank you. So last week, just after we recorded the episode, Trey Songz spoke out on Selena Powell and her friend's allegations that about him on the No Jumper podcast, and he gave us receipts that basically this sexual abuse stuff that they're claiming happened didn't happen. She took to Twitter to respond and casually threw in, brings Tory Lanez back into the mix, that he abused her. So, you know, just put a little more dirt on him. And
you know what they say, the best time to kick a man is when he's down.
Hurting man. And then people were also pulling receipts like 1 to 2 years ago about Keke Palmer speaking on the Breakfast Club about how Trey sexually intimidated her.
About who?
About how Trey Songz sexually intimidated her in this music video. I don't understand why these celebrities continuously pass around this girl, Selena Powell. She's also known as the Black Widow. I don't understand why they continuously pass her around, knowing her reputation as a liar. Like, why do they keep doing it? I don't get it.
Because guys like crazy. That's why. They know what they're getting beforehand. So I feel like they're just like, man, fuck it.
Yeah.
Well, like, risk these kind of allegations. Like, they're saying Trey peed on her face and held her phone, threw it over a balcony, and kept her hostage.
Did it happen all at the same time, or like did one happen before the other?
No, they had. Well, no, there was like.
That's a wild experience.
No, it did not happen at the same time. It's not at the same time. I think they're all stupid, to be honest with you. That's my opinion. That's it. Stupid.
Man, I don't know. Like, I don't know, man.
Why are you saying this like you've experienced it?
No. That's not it.
No.
Like you passed around some crazy girl.
No. It's like, it goes back to the whole controversy. It's like, did Selena put herself in that situation? You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know. It's just, I don't know, man. It's a tough one because Selena, like you said, has been around. So it's like, and she's been a notorious liar. It's like, fuck.
Yeah,
like,
that's what I was going to say next.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one on that.
I look at it like this, right? When girls are like that, like those, like people like Selena, right? Their currency and advertisement is sleeping around, right? Because now you're able to get yourself in the clutches of a man that has some money, right? And sometimes after these situations, you sleep with someone, they might drop a $2,500 on the dress and say, "Yo, have a good night," before they leave. You know, that's how you make bread. Because a lot of these people don't want you talking, right? And so when guys have some type of reputation to lose, and like J. Cole said, I'm not trying to fuck with anyone that doesn't have anything to lose. These guys put themselves in a situation to where they're at the whole.
But why Selena Powell?
Yo, she probably got some fire coochie, man. I'm being honest, man.
Do you really
like for men to like risk it all for that? Like, it must be, right? Like, because I don't even think she's that bad anyway. Like, on her own,
she's not that. Yeah. She's not that. Like, everything's cosmetically enhanced. Like,
I don't like that shit.
Yeah. It's just a little much, like.
Or maybe she's the type of chick that you could really get your freakish frills off with. Like, she lets you do everything.
So
that might be a thing.
I see where you're coming from, though. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that thing where it's like, like, it doesn't even matter at this point. Like, she's already been there, done it. So it's like you can like experiment.
Exactly.
Facts. I see where you're coming from. Yeah. However, I do feel like if they're celebrities, they probably could have found someone else.
This is what I'm saying. There is 7 billion people in this world, and you wanted her?
Yeah.
Or why? I don't get it.
I think so the industry always has something like a Selena Powell, like Superhead. After Superhead, we had Cat Stacks, and then now we got Selena Powell, and then there's someone else who's going to be popping up right after Selena Powell. Like
her friend, apparently.
Yeah.
I wonder what her pay stubs look like or what her taxes look like.
Well, her friend who was talking about on the podcast as well, the same thing happened to her with Trey. She showed her OnlyFans a day after, like one day, and she made $46,000 in one day off OnlyFans. Pretty it's a good ad. That's a good ad to get people to be on OnlyFans. But mind you, they're actually fucking.
Do you think there's a market for light skin boys?
We got technical difficulties.
Can you hear us still? Okay, wait, he's back.
Do you think there's a market for light skinned boys on OnlyFans?
Nah, I think I cut out. You heard some shit in the technical
He's regretting what he
said. Oh my god. Oh man.
All I will say is they did blatantly say they're having sex with people on OnlyFans. So like,
hey, man.
They're making their money. But yeah. Apollo, you want to go on to this Viacom thing with Nick Cannon?
Yeah, so Viacom, they're hopeful about working with Nick Cannon again. In short, is that in short? In short,
stupid, very stupid. What's wrong?
Viacom or Nick?
I wasn't talking.
No, I said Viacom or Nick. It must have cut out because I.
Viacom is stupid for this.
Nah.
What did I say when this happened with Nick? I said they should have stayed there and they should have educated him. They're here in their statement fully saying they struggle to know he's on this journey of figuring out what he did wrong and that they're not a part of it. I said exactly that. They should have kept him and educated him and took it as an opportunity to educate the rest of the world on a platform with him. So
think about how many times like other people, like I hate to say it, like other white people have said some shit and they've kept their job no problem, and they were so quick to drop Nick Cannon for his shit.
Yeah. Exactly. After that many years of being with them too.
Yeah. I don't think Nick Cannon should take that shit though. Fuck that. Fuck them. Do your own shit, man.
In short, I just want to say that this is what happens when, cancel culture is a part of a lot of decisions. When people are just going like, you know what, let's just cancel and quit without really, doing due diligence and being patient with what you can really do, right? Because what Nick Cannon said, that could be, if people found it offensive. Like Jewish people found that offensive particularly.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. And I think the person who's running Viacom at the moment, the president, is a Jew. I could see why she might have taken that personally and not seen that as I guess a time for proper business decision. But this what we at.
Yeah, but I still feel like, I don't know, like I feel like cancel culture isn't really like a thing. Like brands are looking at, say for example, you have a population of 1 million people, and you have 900,000 people who say this is funny.
Yeah.
But then you have 100, and then you have like whatever 50,000 people who just don't watch it, and then you have a small population of 50,000 people who say they're offended by this. Those people who are offended are usually the ones who are more outspoken, because say for example, when you watch a funny video, what do? You just watch it and you like it maybe, or keep scrolling. But if you see a video that you don't fuck with and you think is super offensive, like you're going straight for the comments. So I feel like cancel culture is in a sense like an illusion. You know what I mean? Because how many people really were offended by what Nick Cannon said? Like how many people really, you get like a 1-2 tweet on Twitter about some shit, but how many people actually give a fuck? Probably not that many. And the brands are only able to look at that small population because that small population is the ones who are actually speaking out loud.
And Apollo, going back to what you said off of the CEO being Jewish and like her being personally offended by it, and that being why she fired him, possibly why she fired him at that moment. I think at the end of the day, if you're in that much of a position of power, you should also know how to handle your emotions over your logic at the same time. Like that's something that like everyone benefits from. And I think that in that case, you shouldn't like, I don't know, that guy was coming at me on Instagram out of left field for being Indian and working at an urban station. So like, I didn't come at him. I wanted to come at him sideways, but I didn't. Like, you have to think of it that way too. So I just think they're dumb for this. And I think he should do his own thing.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
But the only thing I was really sad about that whole business relationship just going to trash is the fact that he employed a lot of up and coming Black content creators.
Yeah.
And I looked at it as like, man, we got I can't even, I'm drawing a blank to be honest, man. Fuck. But you all know the popular people on it, and I was like, damn, these guys had a platform, right? And he constantly having new and more new content creators on there. Like they had Funny Mike, and Funny Mike, if you see him on YouTube, that dude's doing like 1 million views every video he drops. You know what I mean? We have DC Young Fly and Carlos and Chico Bean. They got a podcast together. You know, and they go on tour and stuff. We have the other dude that's a battle rapper. I can't remember his name. We had Jess Hilarious on there. They had the Emmanuel Hudson. You know, these are all people that I think their star power even got heightened while they were on Wild 'N Out.
Mm-hmm.
It's a platform that helps. It's like, think about Def Comedy Jam for comedians back in the 90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
In a sense, this is kind of it, you know?
Well, hopefully he's able to take that elsewhere and do the same thing. I guess this would be our last topic we're going to touch on.
Yeah.
So this is kind of a sad one to end on. But obviously everyone has seen, or I don't know if you guys have seen, but the video of a black man who was vigorously shot by police in Wisconsin. His 3 young boys were there to witness this traumatic event. But the good news is that he's alive. And I don't know if you guys saw the video. Bilal, do you watch, like, are you able to watch these videos of these police murders? Do you not watch them anymore? Like, do you have a hard time digesting them? Like,
I can watch them. Like, that's not, I mean, not like I love fucking watching them or anything, but the only reason why, like, usually I'm up to date on news for, like, social media and, like, video reasons, you know? But just this past 3 weeks, I've kind of been going on a social media cleanse. So I've heard about the video, but I haven't, like, actually seen it myself. So I'm a little, like, uneducated on the topic you're talking about.
Okay, Apollo.
So you're gonna have to explain it to me.
Yeah, I can describe it. I just want to see. Have you seen it, Apollo?
I saw only 15 seconds of it, and the part of the video I never got to see was the bullets being fired. I was like, man, I'm done. I'm done watching slavery movies. I'm done watching, you know, people get shot.
Yeah.
You know.
So I normally don't watch these videos. Like, I haven't watched George Floyd. I don't really watch them just because for me, like, it's really, I don't know, it's really hard to watch. Obviously, yes, I acknowledge racism is a lot harder to live through than it is to stop and watch a video. But so basically what happens is he's trying to break up a domestic fight that the police were initially called for. He's trying to break up this fight. The police instead follow him to his car and they pull out their guns right away. He just like leaves and starts walking to his car. They pull out their guns right away and they're holding it to his back as he's walking into his car. He's like, whatever, I'm just going to get in my SUV. My 3 kids are in the back. He gets in the SUV and as soon as the doors open and like literally half of his body's inside, they yank him by his shirt and just fire 7 shots into his back.
So did they have a taser or?
I don't know if they had a taser on them, but
so they really just went straight for it, eh? Like no other options.
Straight for it, and literally like right as soon as he started walking to his SUV. I honestly, so I watched this video. I didn't put the volume on just because I didn't want to hear all of it, but I watched it and I am in shock that he is alive. 7 shots in the back, like. It's crazy, and I don't, like, do you guys think this is going to make a change in the movement? This is somebody who everybody thought was going to be dead by the police from this, and now he's been shot 7 times in the back, and he's actually alive.
So another thing that I could say that's kind of controversial as well is I feel like because he didn't die, it's going to have less of an impact.
You think so?
I think he's right.
I do. I think so. I think because he didn't die, people won't be talking about it as much.
You can't be a martyr for the movement if he's alive.
Exactly.
I actually kind of think the opposite. The reason being because this is one of those cases where, yes, like there's obviously people who have been targeted and who have survived, but their videos didn't necessarily go viral. This one went viral. And I think that people who, I mean, I don't know, it's hard to change a racist person's mind, but people who weren't necessarily on board with Black Lives Matter, now seeing the impact that this has had on him, his young boys, while he's still alive, him still being alive, and stopping him, like limiting him, because he's got to be paralyzed or something, limiting him from so many things he used to be able to do before. I think this might actually help certain people understand the movement and really realize, like seeing it from somebody who, like, their name could have been a hashtag for a worse reason than what it is now, kind of thing.
But do you not think that if someone was to die, that those same people that you're talking about would have still had that change of heart? Like, part of me feels like no matter what, those people need to be educated, and like a simple video will not change their mind. those same people will be saying certain things like, oh, well, what was he doing? Like, what was he wearing? And type shit. You know what I mean? Like, they're in general, they have like systemic, like, they're already prejudiced based on their upbringing, and they're already prejudiced based on like how they are. So I don't know if a simple video will awaken them and have like an epiphany, you know? And I'm just being pessimistic though.
No. I hear you. I hear what you're saying. I just think, I don't know, for some reason, I feel like to be able to actually see it and hear his experience, like from him personally, like being that close to like a death situation, I think could change some people's mind. Not necessarily people who are like fully alt-right, like, you know, racist and whatever, but maybe people who heard about Black Lives Matter and were like, I know it's the right thing to do. Like, let's take people on Instagram, for example, who just use it as a trend to look good to their however many followers, you know, like those people where it's like, I know it's a good thing, but mind you, I'm still skeptical and questionable about this, and that. And I feel like them seeing this and hearing this guy's experience might potentially help the case a little bit. It's fucked up that is what would have to happen if that's the case. Regardless, this is still a very sad story. But I'm happy it has a better ending than what a lot of people. I really thought he was dead. Like, I put on the page that he got murdered, and then this morning I was like, oh shit, he's alive. Like, you know, so
like I'm going off what Bilal said. I don't think, like, I think you have to die for this movement to be impactful. You know, for people's words to say, yo, police are really killing us. And, you know, a black man is able to survive 7 shots. You know, it doesn't necessarily, it's not, I don't know if it's necessarily going to scare anybody. Like 50 Cent got shot 9 times being in the streets. I'm pretty sure, you know, gangsterism hasn't died off since 50 Cent told us he got shot 9 times.
2 different things.
You know what I mean? Like,
but then you could also argue like that black people get shot all the time. You know what I mean? Like, it's that even hearing this story is not like a surprise. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's just I think the reason why the George Floyd one was so different is because, for one, like, you literally had him pleading for his life, and literally, like, I don't know, it was different. I honestly do think even with George Floyd, if he was to survive that, then like we still wouldn't be talking about it, you know, which is shitty to say.
Rodney King got his ass beat on camera back in 1992. They rioted in LA for like 3-4, I don't know for how long in LA, because he lost it. The cops weren't convicted, you know. And that's if 28 years ago doesn't change people's mind, I'm pretty sure.
I feel like the reason why the Rodney King incident was so crazy is because, like, for once out of like the first time in a long time, you actually have video proof. Now I feel like we're so desensitized to like seeing people in Libya die. We're so desensitized to seeing Beirut explosions. We're so desensitized to black people dying that we just keep scrolling at this point. So it's so hard. It's so shitty to say, but it's like you see so much bad shit all at once that I do truly believe that a video like that where the guy still survives might not be enough to draw our attention.
Yeah, it's more of a breath of fresh air.
I don't know. I'm on the opposite side from you guys, but
I like the optimism though.
Just want to see
you got me in a Paula being so fucking negative, man. You need that.
But at the end of the day, I think, you know, dude get to see his kids again. He's alive. I think
his kids are going to be traumatized though. I really feel bad for those kids. They're young. Like, that's like insane, but so
all right, that's how we, and this is it, man. How do you enjoy your time on the Educating the Reckless podcast, Bilal?
Man, you know, I enjoy anytime talking to you too, you know.
I appreciate it. Sorry we went a little over time. There's a lot to talk about.
No, it's all good. It's all good.
We got to, you know, touch on points and got to touch on points and everything.
No, but thank you for having me on as the first guest. Hopefully I lived up to the expectations, and your audience wants more guests, man.
Yeah.
Just quickly before we go, do you have anything coming up that you want to let anyone know about? Oh, we got a technical.
Man, well, you know, if you guys are on Spotify, stream Quarantunes, stream Zaddy, man, you already know. I'm gonna come up with new music. If you want to follow me on Instagram, Bilal Dawson, you already know. YouTube, Bilal Dawson. I just make content, man. Just you'll find me on some platform. I'm there. Buy my clothing as well. I do clothing, so buy my clothing.
It's called Zaddy.
It's called Zaddy. Yeah. I even made face masks so you guys can stay corona free this year with Zaddy masks. Check it out. ZaddySupply.com / Zaddy mask.
Crazy thing, I didn't even point this out because I guess I was too into it. But he was drinking a Corona in the beginning, man.
Yeah, he was.
I should have made the joke.
Wait.
I like to put subliminal jokes in everything I do.
I should have made the joke, but I was like, whatever. Let me just not even take it in. But yeah. All right, man.
Thanks for joining us. We appreciate it.
Of course.
And that has been another episode of the Educated and Reckless podcast. You know, if you were educated, that's what we do here. If you enjoyed our reckless conversation and takes on certain topics, then, you know, I know you're entertained as well. And this has been your host, Apollo P. and
nobetternina.
And our very first guest, Bilal Dawson. Thank you for coming through.
Thank you.
You know, and blessing us with your presence, man.
Of course.